All right, thanks, Sally and Harlan. I know you're at home, probably enjoying the nice weather in California. But without much further ado, let's get this party started. We've been covering Dad's time at Jackson the past few months. But to shed some light on the early days, please welcome our first speaker. Please give a warm "Hey, man" to my mom, Patti McCormick.
Look at my pages. Got a million of them. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to see so many of you turn out to acknowledge and celebrate the long and colorful career of a guy I know pretty well. You may or may not know me. I guess you know me now. My name's Patti, but I'm better known as Mrs. Bud. When they asked me to come up here and say something, I had no idea where to start, so I thought, well, why not start at the beginning? So I made a little slideshow presentation to help me tell my story. And Cece, my daughter, is going to do the clicking. So if we get a little mixed up, bear with us. Okay. I met Bud when he was still in Keene College. In our very first conversation, he told me that he played in a band from California called the Santa Clara Vanguard. I said, "That's not a band, that's a drum corps." He didn't think I knew what a drum corps was. That's why he called it a band. But I fooled him. I think he was impressed. So where was I? Another thing he told me early on was that when he wanted something bad enough, he always got it. No, he didn't mean it that way. He was talking about his goals for the future. What he wanted was to be a high school band director and have the best music program and marching band anywhere around. He wanted that more than anything, and he intended to get it. Well, I guess he wanted me too, because after graduation we got engaged. We were married in October of 1980, the same year that he started his first full-time teaching job at Abraham Clark High School in Roselle. I knew this guy was crazy about drum corps and marching band, but it really hit home when he convinced me to use one of the songs from his brand new field show as our wedding song. And not only that, he insisted on having a drum corps march right into the reception and play a concert right there on the dance floor. And there he is with his dad. As I said, we started our life together at the same time that he started his new career. I couldn't believe how gung-ho he was to get his program off the ground. He was determined for the band to compete, so the first thing he did was ask the principal if he could use the football field for practice. When the principal said no, and I remember this like it was yesterday, he got a couple of used cans of paint from his dad's garage, and on a Sunday afternoon, with no one around and without permission, we went down to the school and measured out and painted hash marks on the faculty parking lot. He needed a practice field, and that's how he got one. That's classic Bud. The kids responded to his enthusiasm and practiced hard on their new field. They were thrilled to be able to compete with the other bands. Oh, by the way, they won their first TOB competition and went on to win more that year. That's about the only pictures I have of Abraham Clark, so that's why they're up there. It was clear that Bud had a natural way with kids, but with the administration, not so much. So, he moved on to Red Bank Catholic, where he spent the next 3 years building the marching band program, as well as doing anything and everything that was asked of him. Isn't he cute? Besides the marching band, he did the concert band, the jazz band, the chorus, the choir. He taught lessons and music theory. He did the music for the plays and special weekday masses. And he was even sent next door to the elementary school to teach their band and lessons. And the amazing thing was that not only did he do it all, he did it all really well. The kids loved him, and the administration did too. They were sorry to see him go, but it was hard to keep up that pace and even harder to raise a family on a Catholic school salary. So, when the Jackson position opened up in '84, he went for it and was thrilled to be hired. Now he saw the chance to really start focusing on his dream. The early years at Jackson were the same as at the other schools. The band was small and didn't compete. Well, you know that was all going to change. You know the old saying, where there's a will, there's a way? Bud certainly had the will, and he always found the way. He built it. When there was no money for new color guard uniforms, he enlisted my sister Connie and I to make all of them. And she's here tonight. I remember... I remember very early on, he got an old school bus from transportation, and one sunny... It still is. It's a different one. The kids began seeing him as more than a teacher. He was their coach, their mentor, their counselor, their friend, and sometimes even a surrogate dad. The students knew that he genuinely cared about them and what was going on in their lives. On many a warm spring evening, we'd have a porch full of kids who just stopped by to say hi and talk after school. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention his longtime assistant and sidekick, Mr. Gary Smarillo. Yay! He's here too. I can't see, but he's here somewhere. Together they worked side by side for, I think, 11 or 12 years. They made a great team. Gary always willing to do whatever crazy idea my husband could come up with. Oh. And the parents began to see the value of the band program and the effect it was having on their kids. So when Bud started the Band Parents Association, parents started showing up to volunteer for anything that needed to be done. When the band needed flags, people pitched in and made them. They raised money for much-needed equipment, uniforms, and instructors. They helped bring the equipment on and off the field and fed the kids at every competition. I think you need to click. There you go. And they did a tremendous job of raising funds for all our great trips. And boy, did we have some great trips. Hawaii, Busch Gardens, France, the Maid of the Mist, Niagara Falls, Cedar Point, and there we are at our fun parades. Go, Cece, click. Yeah, there's more. That's it. Okay. Administrators and even the town council began to see that this band was much more than just another activity, and they began to respond with a lot of support as well. And that brings us to today. Together we've been through good years and not so good years, triumphs and terrible tragedy, but always as a team, or I should say more like a family. And so on behalf of my husband, and I know he'd want me to do this, I'd like to thank each and every person in this audience who contributed in any way to the success of the band program. You all had a part in making Mr. Bud's dream come true. So give yourselves a hand. My husband set the bar high for himself and everyone else around him, yet he always did it with a sense of fun. He knew that the key to getting students to learn was to always make it fun. You're supposed to click. He challenged the students to be the best that they could be, and they always came through. He wanted them to learn music, but more than that, he wanted them to learn the value of working together towards a lofty goal. He wanted them to know how it feels to accomplish more than they ever thought they could. He wanted to instill confidence and self-worth in the most timid of them. He wanted them to win in band, but more importantly, he wanted them to win in life. And so with his positive, can-do attitude, a lot of goofy good humor, fun times, hard work, click, keep going. I think it's safe to say that he got what he wanted. One of the best and most renowned band programs and marching bands in the entire eastern USA. And the best part of it is that we all got to share it with him. Thank you all. Enjoy your evening.